Where do we go when we die? Is that the end of us? Is there really life after death? That's been a question that people have pondered for many centuries. Dannion Brinkley says he knows, and he is the author of the best-selling book, Saved by the Light, and the new best-selling book called At Peace in the Light. Dannion had a near-death experience where he actually died, and he's here to tell us about it today.
I've been in about every war zone that we've fought in the last 20 years. I've been there in the last 25 years. And so I'm not exactly a person who doesn't understand reality. I mean, I have a reality-based psychology, fighting in 4 war zones and doing operations in 24 countries. I never heard of a near-death experience, and I didn't know anything about it.
And you weren't that interested in spiritual issues. I mean, you described yourself in your book, your first book, as being a terrible bully.
Oh, I was.
And then you went out there to be a killer.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't a preacher, so you're not coming to us with that God came down and gave you these wonderful messages. I mean, you were...
Like people say, people say, Dannion, you're so important and you're so special, and I laugh and I said, think about this. God called me on the telephone, and the only burning bush I saw was me. So how important could I be? And if someone would have walked up to me and asked me about the near-death experience before it happened to me, I probably would have pumped a couple of slugs in them just to see if they had one. That's the type of personality. I wasn't calm, I wasn't nice, I was very straightforward. I would watch you, I'd listen to you and figure out when I was going to take you out. And it's how I spent my entire life.
You said you like liquor and women.
Yeah, well, I liked women more than liquor, but things like that happen. Mm-hmm. And I liked being a bully, and I liked dominating and pushing people around and intimidating people because it reinforced the behavior patterns that I became comfortable with. I'd come home from Nicaragua 3 days. I led 2 lives. I had my normal life in my little hometown, which I used as, I restored antique cars, and I worked within my family business, which gave me the freedom to roam the world whenever I needed to do a job. And I'd get the call, I'd be on the plane, boat, ship, or car, and I'd be about it. I'd come home. I was home, I had my luggage there, I was talking to my wife, she was fixing dinner and watching television. And so I decided to go down the hall and call a friend of mine to help me with a car I was working on, a 32 LaSalle, and I needed his help. I'm sitting on my bed, holding the phone like this, just talking to him. It's just a fall day, September. It's nice, pleasant. You could hear a little thunder off in the distance, and I said, Tim, I got to get off the phone. And he said, okay. He said, why? And I said, well, Mom never said to talk on the phone when it thunders and lightnings. He says, oh, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Bully, here you are afraid and going to do what your mother says? And I stopped and thought a minute. I was hit in the neck by a bolt of lightning. It went down my spine. It welded the nails in the heels of my shoes to the nails in the floor. It knocks me in the air, suspends me in the air, and it slams me back down on the bed. To give you an impact of what kind of impact it was, I was dead for 28 minutes. I was completely paralyzed for 6 days. I was partially paralyzed for 7 months. It took me 2 years to learn to walk and feed myself, and I lost more than 60 pounds. But I'm burning and I'm on fire. I don't know which way to go. I don't know what's happening. And all I figured was it was my turn. For many a day and many a place in this world, I had come to get them. It was my time, and somebody had come to get me. I never thought about lightning. I thought it was a rocket grenade or Santax or C4 or C3 or a detonator.
So you thought someone had, the first thought that came into your mouth is you had been assassinated.
It was my turn.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was Sandy, my wife. That's all I could think of. And if she was okay and what she was going through, I could not move. I couldn't do anything, and I'm burning, and I know I'm frightened, but a soldier reacts. No matter how afraid you are, and after so many years in combat, I knew what to do, I just couldn't. All of a sudden, I'm in a blue-gray place. I'm floating. I'm at peace. I could move. I'm comfortable. I still never heard of the near-death experience. I roll over and I see myself lying across the bed.
So you see your body down there.
I'm watching it. And what I'm about to describe is the procedure that every single person who's listening, this is the near-death experience, is how you leave this world. It's how you do it. And anybody who tells you other than that, that's a fool. And I don't care who it is. Why? I know. I have been through this. And I've been through this twice, not once. I had a second near-death experience 14 years later doing open heart surgery. But I'm watching this. The wildest thing that people are going to learn about being dead is how much more interesting things you find to be interested in. I mean, I was amazed at watching the energy reaction between people, and they were surrounded with fields of energy, and how wondrous these fields of energy were, and how everything radiated its own aura and its own hues. And now, as we speak, I was watching the people work on me. Sandy and then Tommy, who came over, and then the paramedics. They would communicate with each other. Their energy field would encompass another energy field.
What did it look like?
It was blues and reds and silvers and golds and pastels. And when you're talking, before you and I speak, our energy fields merge, and then the words come. And then your energy field comes, and then the words come. And it was just amazing to me. I watched them load me in the ambulance. I moved through the walls. And I'm watching the nails and the structure of how the house was built. And as I move into the walls, I come outside, and I see me, and the raindrops are hitting my face, and they're loading me in an ambulance. All of a sudden, I'm in this ambulance. Well, I'm behind the paramedic. I'm behind him, and he's working desperately on me. But I'd never been in an ambulance before. It was a truck. It wasn't like an ambulance like you see. It was a new style. It was a truck. And I was pretty amazed at how the neat little gadgets that they had in the ambulance. I wasn't really paying attention to what he was doing until he said, "He's gone. He's gone." And I remember looking over his shoulder and seeing myself and always thinking I was a much better looking guy than that.
That's cute.
Well, but it's what happened.
You're pretty
to me.
good looking, Danny.
But I was looking at that, and I had marks. I had no eyebrows, no fingernails. I had marks running down my neck and covering my body. The hair was burnt off of my body. And, you know, I said, "Wow, you're looking a little rough, Dan." This tunnel begins to form. And as this tunnel, remember, everything is peaceful. This is peaceful. It's such
So you had no emotion looking at all this activity?
The emotion of feeling when you're loved. The moment you lift out of that body, you're safe. No matter what anybody tells you. No matter what. When you start down that tunnel, when people ask me all the time, "Dannion, what's it like to go down this tunnel?" Imagine this. You're 7 years old. It's Christmas. You go into grandmother's. Grandmother's rich. You're her favorite grandchild. Her name is Disney, and she lives in Anaheim. Mm-hmm. And as you come up to the stoplight, it's stopped and it's red. When that light turns green, you turn left, turn right, and pull back up into the yard, and Grandma and Mickey's waiting for you. When that light turns green, that's what it feels like to go down that tunnel. You're almost there. You're going home. It's wondrous, powerful, and peaceful. I heard these series of chimes. I come into this place of the most bright, brilliant, beautiful light conceivable. What I know now is as the powerful spiritual beings that we are, as we return to the other side, the only way we can acclimate ourselves to the true power of spirit is through this white, brilliant light.